What's happening, gang? Welcome back to the No Surrender series. Oh!
It's been at least a week.
It's been at least a week. The last time you saw us was day in the life. I was moaning about being hungry. I was moaning and expressing my regret on decisions being made. And since then, a lot of decisions being made. What do you want?
I was doing a lot of sweating on the Stairmaster. Still doing a lot of sweating on the Stairmaster. But at least 3 kilos lighter than last time you saw me. And Corey's got roots now.
I've got roots. I've also got 14 kilos less body fat and less body weight than the last time you saw me as well. As we've said, lots have changed in the past week. Lots of decisions have been made and lots of actions have been taken that we're very excited to fill you in with. This weekend though, the reason why you're all here, as well as the Slee and Tank show that all of you want to watch, we are going to the uni.
For 2 days. PCA Universe for 2 days. We've got the qualifier today, this afternoon, after we've done a morning of training. And then we've got the Universe tomorrow, where we've got a number of people battling for titles.
It's very exciting. I've got men's physique. I've also got Joe Kirby in 2 bros today. Obviously, unfortunately, we're not in a position where we can be in 2 places at once, which is always really, really difficult as a coach, if I'm honest, and you agree with that as well. But we're in a position where we were up in Hull for Joe's first time on the show last week. He's made a decision to do 2 bros, knowing that we're going to the uni and we are uni bound. So we're going to the uni today. We've got Marco and Jelena on the qualification. They're both going to qualify and win. And then we're going to take the 4 of them, including Laura and Izzy, tomorrow. Correct. For the main event. But as I said, there's lots happening today. On the way up to Coventry, which is where we're going, we are going to be training at
Future Fitness.
Future Fitness.
We're gonna shout out to Elle's Fitness on Instagram, because she trains there all the time. So I was like, that must be the gym to train at in Coventry. Let's do that.
It is a very good setup. But we're gonna hit the road, hit pre, get Stephen a muffin because he needs it after his time away. I'll tell you about that later. Then we are going to roll through Future Fitness, hit an upper session. You got lower?
Glutes and delts. Whilst
we are in our services pre-workout station, I'm going to give you an insight as to what's been happening and what changes have been made myself. And Mads is also going to give you an insight as to what she is doing moving forward. Just flying through prep. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's fucking get it. No surrender. Ooh. First stop, caffeinate, urinate, carbohydrates. Hey, Slee is on one today. Mads, any chance? You hurrying the up? Food time. Oh. Do you know, guys? I don't know that. I am 27 years old and I've never eaten any kind of peanut or almond butter. And this week I've been converted because I've been on pro fat. I thought I would change the game a little bit, but whilst we're here, I think I will make the announcements whilst Mads.
I was going to show everyone my baked oats, because everyone loves my baked oats.
You do that first.
But they're not as hot right now, so I've been in the car for an hour. Essentially, it's like a big fat flapjack. But if I open it up, it's not going to be as runny because it's been sat cooking. But it's like full of dark chocolate and banana. It's unreal. It's like a banana bread chocolate cake. So good. I'm going to make prees in a minute as well. So we shall do that in a moment. But Corey is having his first carbs in 2 weeks. So that's exciting.
It's very exciting. This is my pre-workout meal. So the update is the biggest update, Joe is no longer coaching me. We've decided, but I've decided to take a step away from being coached by Joe. There's no animosity, there's no lack of love, but as you guys probably would have realised from the last episode, I was just becoming more and more unhappy, and the most important thing in this journey for me as an athlete is to be happy and to do what I want to do. And I'd probably say to an element, or to a certain extent, be a little bit selfish, and there were some things that I wanted to change, and having Joe's guidance was one of them. And since doing so, I've decided that I'm going to be competing again. Since last Monday, over the past 12 days, I've gone from 102 kilos at my peak to 89.3 this morning.
The cap.
I've reached the cap, and there's been a number of ways that we've done that, but this week specifically, made some changes, transitioned from initially I started off 102 kilos. I did a 36-hour fast to essentially clear completely. I took 6 kilos off pretty much within those 36 hours. I then transitioned into no carbs. I then ran another 36-hour fast after 2 days of no carbs. Got myself in proximity of the cap of around 3 to 4 kilos. And then since then I've been on ProFat. And this weekend, because I've reached the cap, I am moving into a refeed, where I am running 2 days of 500 grams of carbs, 1,000 grams of carbs, over 48 hours.
Same amounts of fats that you've had all week, but
Yeah.
500 grams of carbs on 2 separate days. To give a little bit of a refresh, as there is at the cap, so a little bit of a refresh. Then back onto make it back down to the cap and stand on a stage at some point in the near future.
But we're going to eat this, we're going to enjoy it. Again, I want to say, just from a transparency perspective, there was no animosity. I love Joe. I think the world of him. I'm extremely grateful.
Very well together.
Yeah, for the amount of work that he's put in and the position that I'm in now. But as I'm sure you guys can all appreciate and understand, this is just what's right for me, and right for us. I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful for your support.
Converted him into eating almond butter anyway.
I'm eating fucking almond butter. Who the fuck would have thought it? Do you think it would be a bit absurd to put one of these squares bars in?
Just eat your squares bars.
Okay, alright, okay.
The problem is when Corey gets like a bit of carbs, he gets really anxious and overthinks the whole thing. Like, but should I do this and should I do that? And I'm like, just eat your fucking chicken and rice and eat your squares bar. Like, it's not complicated. Eat your cream of rice, eat your honey, just eat your food. Crack the fuck on.
But anyway, so this is my second carb meal of the day. I am loading. I've loaded 10 IUs of Lantus insulin this morning, just to help with transition and nutrient uptake. My first meal was 2 large eggs, 50 grams of lettuce, salad staying, 90 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams of banana, and 10 grams of honey. This is my second meal, 80 grams of rice, 125 raw weight chicken, 50 pineapple, some lettuce, and 2 squares bars. This is my pre-workout.
10 grams of almond butter.
10 grams of almond butter, and we move. Pre-workout meal is in, pre-workout is made, and we are ready to rock and roll. We're going to go and train, future fitness, and then we're going to go and see the boys and the girls do their thing, no surrender. Let's go.
But first, we're going to go through the drive-thru and get coffee.
Oh yeah, caffeinate. Urinate, carbohydrate, caffeinate. Oh my goodness, made me jump then. Hello. Can I have a short black Americano, please, with an extra shot? Yeah, and then can I have a large black Americano? Large black Americano with sugar-free vanilla syrup, please.
Yeah, anything else, please?
That's it, thank you. Superstar, thank you. She wasn't having a fucking bar of it, was she?
No, they never do. That's
Miserable.
Why I just shut up.
Miserable, mate. Good you are. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
So I got a coffee at the services, which fucked me off. On the receipt it just says vanilla syrup, it doesn't say sugar free. And at Costa they don't put a sticker on it. So I've just tasted it and I cannot guarantee that it's sugar free. It tastes a bit different when it's sugar free. When it's not sugar free it's like syrupy. And do you know what? I don't know if it is. So I'm just not going to drink it. I ain't going to risk it. Because it's about 10 grams of carbs in vanilla syrup. But that just means it was a waste of £4.55. And I don't get a coffee.
The boys have checked in whilst we're waiting for Mads's update on her females. Joe is doing Two Bros Condition Cup today. It's Martin and Amanda's, isn't it? He looks absolutely fantastic. Better than last week. It was interesting peaking him this week because we've done back-to-back peaks, and due to his sort of body type, shape, the amount of muscle tissue he's got, I wanted to make sure that I loaded him really hard last week and had the opportunity to obviously dry him out at the same time or throughout that process, because I didn't want him very elongated limbs. He's a natural ectomorph, so naturally standing next to shorter guys, and at PCA first timers where he competed, there's only a short, medium and tall class, but there was only a short and tall, so I knew that he was going to be against shorter guys, which obviously is going to make him look essentially potentially stringy. So I loaded him hard last week, and the reality of him coming off the show was the fact that he was actually still holding a hell of a lot of fullness this week. So we took a bit of a different approach. I didn't load him over 2 days like I did last week. I loaded him over 24 hours, and I actually pro-fatted him throughout the course of the week to be in a position where I can deplete as many, redeplete as much of his super compensated muscle glycogen stores, to then have him in a position where I can peak him effectively this week. And it's worked an absolute treat. He's woken up this morning nice and full, still some drying off to do as of 6 o'clock this morning, but he's just sent his second check-in now. He's going to be on stage in about an hour, and he's absolutely fucking perfect, full to the brim, but super sharp. And the way I like to describe it with these guys is that I want them in a position where they're like a V8 engine that just needs to switch on. So as soon as he starts pumping up, as soon as he starts moving, that physique just comes to life. But you have to be in a position where you've seen physiques off stage to understand what they're going to look like on stage, and he's really happy, which is great. Marco, on the other hand, I've taken a completely different approach with him. Marco is competing over 2 days. He's competing today and tomorrow. Back-to-back peaking somebody is very difficult. I also took Marco on 3 weeks ago, so haven't had an enormous amount of opportunity to really learn his body, but that's absolutely fine. That's the way that this sport goes. We've done incredibly well in the time frame that we've worked together. I've taken 5 kilos of body weight off him. He's 5 kilos leaner essentially, so he's actually fucking on for a start. But I've loaded him hard over 2 days as a priority. And then what I'm doing today is I'm actually reverting him back to his pro fat set point where I've had him previously, and I've just baselined him across the course of the day so he can continue to eat, he can continue to take fluid on, he can continue to take sodium on as well, but it'll just get drier and harder throughout the course of the day. The thing that you guys need to remember, certainly from a glycogen perspective, you're not depleting super compensation within a day. So my thought process and plan that I've mapped out to him is today he comes in a little bit fuller, and tomorrow, because he'll qualify today and I'm planning on him winning because he's fucking perfect, tomorrow he will be bone dry, but still hold that remnants and fullness that we're coming in with today. So that's the plan. But just to give you guys an insight into the differences of how I've peaked these two guys today, and the thought process behind it.
3 minutes out from Future Fitness, so that's fun. I've got a mixture of glutes and delts. Corey's got upper, bit of push, bit of pull, bit of arms, bit of delts, bit of just one exercise and everything, bit of everything on a bit of a deload, so volume is pulled back a little bit because he's on a bit of a refresh this weekend, so having a little bit of a deload, which is nice for him anyway, not for me. And yeah, we've had pre. I think we sank pre about 30 minutes ago, so I'm starting to get a little bit of a caffeine rush, but this will be good. We are then going to go straight on to the show. We've got about an hour and a half to get this session done, which is easy work. It's a nice easy session today. I've got one girl in today. She's doing bikini wellness, that is Jelena, and then I've got 3 girls including Jelena because she'll qualify today and tomorrow, so she's checked in, and I'm going to go and give you a bit of an insight into all the girls that are competing over this weekend. But obviously today is Jelena, and specifically she is having a nice easy time. Her peak has been very, very, very straightforward. We are essentially, or I'm essentially bringing her into these 2 shows this weekend on Pro Fats all weekend. We've played about with a few looks with her over the last week to 2 weeks, and she looks best on Pro Fats. Dry, she's lean, and she holds an enormous amount of natural pop and fullness. She doesn't really need carbs to give her that pop, and it doesn't bring a better look for her. It doesn't. She's much better off in a more glycogen depleted state on Pro Fat. So she's able to eat normal food, drink normal amount of water, drink and eat normal amount of salt. So her over this weekend, it's a very, very easy process. So you'll see her today. But all 3 girls this weekend are being peaked very, very, very differently. But we'll talk about that more when we see her. For now, we are literally just arriving at the gym.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Good.
Red, white and black, babies. How we do it, say hello. No surrender series.
What's happening?
So Chris is one of the boys. We are fucking everywhere, and that is a confirmation. Look at, like, this isn't even planned. Didn't even know he was going to be here this morning. Genuine. How you doing?
Good too.
Getting after it, yeah? As the tank explained, today I am on upper, so I've got chest press, a lat row, tricep, bicep, and then delts. Simple as that. And what is actually perfect, because today what I'm doing over the course of this week is I'm leading forward into this depletion and fat loss to get myself back to the cap. I've pulled my training volume back ever so slightly, so just a reduction in overall load by 25% to get myself in a position where I'm managing the amount of fatigue that I'll carry naturally, diet fatigue, just from taking off the amount of weight that I have in the past week. Looks like the dumbbells go up to about 37.5 here, so that's perfect. Sit me around 40 kilos. I'll take my reps to 1 to 2 reps in reserve, and then just move on. So we'll go 3 sets here. I want to talk to you about approach with dumbbells specifically, and why dumbbells are being introduced or why they are in my programming. But yeah, absolutely fucking perfect. We're going to roll in chest, back, biceps, triceps, delt, and we're done. And I'm going to beat Mads. So ignore what I just said. Now we have found the heavier dumbbells, I am going to talk to you about the formalities of why we use dumbbell pressing specifically. There's been a lot of data and research come out and studies published around how we maximise net stimulus in the muscle group specifically, and the reality of the weakest portion of the muscle is always the lengthened, and that's also where the dumbbells are the heaviest. So we're going to exploit that with a dumbbell press, and we're going to spend some time in the length and range at the bottom to again maximise net stimulus, which will drive maximal adaptive response. So if you see, you want to keep tension on the chest at all time. 1, 2 at the bottom, press up, don't allow the hands to come in, keep them out, so the tension is on the pec, 45 degrees, elbows, down, 1, 2, drive up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, drive up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, drive up. And that is the perfect way to approach a dumbbell press to maximise net stimulus and adaptive response. Heaviest in the bottom, maximise the amount of time spent in the length and range to maximise hypertrophy.
This gym, it's got lots of good random bits of equipment. It's probably the weirdest place I've ever trained. It's got a spiral staircase in the middle of the gym to get upstairs, and the leg equipment is upstairs. If that is not danger, I don't know what is. Look, spiral staircase. All the leg equipment is upstairs. That is not okay. Not okay.
That took my fucking soul. Advice to anybody on prep: pose when you don't want to pose. Pose when you haven't got energy, because if you can string good mandatories, good rounds of posing together when you're as fucked as I am now, and when you're as fucked as you will be at the back end of prep, when you get on stage and you're being drilled. I was in the overalls at FIBO, I was on stage for 15 minutes, posing after posing after posing. And I promise you, the practice you do here is what's going to make a difference on stage. Tank's going to show you how it's done now. You happy with the look, babe?
Yeah, you look good.
Coach Mads. It's actually really nice at the moment. Like, obviously I know I mentioned about the Joe situation, the fact that Joe isn't running the show anymore, but having the ability for me and Mads to do this has actually been really nice. So I'm grateful for her and the support, because I know she carries a lot of stress naturally with trying to support me to materialise my goals. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. The look is good. On the fucking money, to be honest with you. Probably the best I've ever looked, which is good. New approaches brings new changes. Happy.
Another weekend, another PCA show, innit?
No surrender. Marco is 160 in the yellow shorts. Absolutely fucking on, mate.
Second place, athlete number 169, Marco.
Second place, not bad. We've been at this for a couple of weeks. Turns up, razor sharp, full as a fucking house. We're going to go again tomorrow because we qualified for the uni lottery tomorrow. Let's have a look. I don't know where she's going. Come on, say hello, no surrender. Hey,
No surrender.
Oh. Got him.
Yeah.
You'll be hard.
Yeah.
And you'll be even harder.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only difference. So that was the plan essentially today. What you'll see from obviously seeing Marco on stage, he's super full, but he's still got drying out to do. Okay, so tomorrow the version of him is going to be as fully as he is now, but fucking even sharper. So he'll just get harder and harder throughout the course of the day. He's going to revert back to his meal plan now, and he's just going to be able to relax for the rest of the day and ready to rock and roll tomorrow.
And now the top three in third place. Athlete number 178, Jolina. On stage, athlete number 181, Holly.
I didn't feel it, I felt like I was...
Can we have all category winners backstage? Thank you.
I'll take that, because I thought it would be like nowhere near the same standard.
Ensuring that you are stood on the line, posing to...
Like, give yourself a little bit of credit.
I'm hoping this will be a confidence boost and I need it. I thought I'd turn up today, tank it, and then be like, my mood will be down here, you know what I mean?
It looks really good. I'll send you these.
I just followed on social media for ages, I was like, I've got no chance now.
It's your journey. Like, I mean, if anything, we're probably perfect examples of that. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to be, at the start of your journey, you can never expect to stand next to fucking seasoned athletes. You've been doing this for 5 minutes, and you fucking smashed it. You know what I mean? Just get
Confidence down now, so hopefully it works for the
roll into tomorrow, then roll into next week. Let's get forward with all of us. Yeah?
I think you've looked way better in the last.
So, job is done for today. As I said to you guys earlier, as a support factor for Marco, what we've done today is we've set out a baseline of pro fats, okay? So he's able to still take on fluids, still take on sodium, still take on food throughout the course of the day without any disruption to the look and the quality of the physique that we're trying to bring. Now, the reality is, today we brought him in a little bit fuller due to the proximity of his carb load initially and glycogen load. Now we're in a position where we'll continue to dry him out over the next 24 hours. When he stands on stage tomorrow, he will be vacuum packed. The drier than the fucking Sahara. But we've been, how long have we been at this? 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks. So me and Marco put our heads together 3 weeks ago. He did really well in his first show. I said to him that I thought there was room for improvement, and he believed that he can all, as a natural athlete who just wants to do well, you're always looking to try and improve. And we put our heads together. I've been very, very grateful to steer the ship and take the reins since. And we've materialised the second place at the fucking PCA Universe qualifier. And tomorrow will be his best look today. And then it's about pushing him on forward. Is there anything you want to say?
I'll just say, like,
I don't know, I'm a bit overwhelmed to be honest. Like I wasn't expecting. I was expected to place, but not to get in like top 3. So yeah. Top of that.
It's good. I'm really excited. We've got some amazing, not just positive things happening this weekend, but in the future. As I said, for someone who works hard, who is 110% committed to the cause, who executes the plan perfectly, the level of progression that you can achieve is exponential. But you've got to turn up every single day, and Marco does. He has no excuses. He has a little girl. He has commitments every single fucking day, whether it be work, childcare, having to do the fucking variable set points that I set out, and he gets the fucking job done, which is why he gets that. And we go again tomorrow. Do you want to do the no surrender?
Yeah, no surrender.
Oh! I want to see the champs smile.
The wife will sort you out.
How's my boy? How you feeling?
Good, mate. Very good. Yeah, really good.
What do you think about the look this week?
Good. Yeah, really good. I was nice and full. I felt lean. Felt like my legs were in mint condition. So I did the first timers.
Joe, quick one. Joe, have you eaten anything post show yet?
Yes, chicken and rice.
Just chicken and rice, yeah?
Yeah, and a few bits of chocolate.
Just a few bits of chocolate. Not a big fuck off milkshake then. You fucking bullshitter. It's alright. Oh yeah.
How did you? How could you possibly forget that?
How could you forget that after the punishment I put you through? It's alright. Back on no carbs tomorrow, so you'll suffer then. I think the reality is what we've learnt this season is just a confirmation to what we fundamentally already knew. Going into picking this prep up and going into these shows, obviously we can display the best you possible by bringing you in full as a fucking house, razor sharp, to ensure that we can just control what we can control, right? Like we can only make you as full as you can possibly be. I think this week you were definitely fuller, which would have paid dividends. The reality is, mate, for somebody of your size and structure, like you're massive, right? Like super elongated through the limbs. For you to stand next to somebody who is below 6 foot anyway, they're always going to have a density question on you until you are 20 kilos heavier. You're going to be just having a little bit of a relaxation, but I'm going to be on your plan ready, so you've got it for tomorrow, and then essentially we can move from there, bro. All right. But from a programming perspective, I'll go through everything, give you video feedback and demonstration as to how we're going to be mapping everything out moving forward, and then go from there. But I just wanted to jump on the phone, obviously see your face. I can't, so that's fine, I'll allow it. You can send me pictures of your face later. But I just wanted to say a big well done. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm very grateful to have done this with you so far, mate, alright?
No, thank you for all your support during it. It's been absolutely mega, and I can't wait to just like kick on now and come back in 12 months, 18 months, whenever, and bring it bigger and better and do it all again.
Well, the reality is, like, we won't have to take a crazy amount of time off, because the escalation phases that I've got mapped out in my head already, and that will be on paper, like you'll have to come down to a close proximity of competing anyway from a conditioning standpoint. So like after a year, this time next year, see you later, big guy. This time next year, end of next year, we'll be in a position where we'll be able to start looking at shows again, and then go through that dig out, get you nice and conditioned, and then take advantage of that rebound. But I'll go through everything anyway. I appreciate it. You're the best.
Thank you for all your support as well.
You're incredible people, honestly. I love you both to bits. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Cheers, both.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And you. Bye, mate. Bye.
Here is Laura. As you can see, she's not glammed up yet.
I'm very orange.
Laura is competing tomorrow. She's my bikini short girl. She's currently right now digesting around 1,000 grams of carbohydrates. Roughly. Trying to. And it's going down very well. So tomorrow she will be on at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Full as a house, dry as a bone, and she's going to win bikini short.
These two tomorrow are going to be the fucking most Sahara deserted couple you have ever seen. They're just going to get harder and harder.
We're not even going to have, well, the driest sense of humour as well.
Yeah.
not going to be able to talk. Their tongues are going to be like sand dunes.
Absolutely bursting full, and I'm really excited for Laura because I think she's worthy of PCA Pro card. That's what we're coming for. This exact show last year was their second show. She did a first timers, then got invited to Universe, did the Universe. So essentially, within 12, 14 months, we should be going from a first timer to a PCA Pro. That is the goal. She's fucking worked so hard in that time and put on a lot of muscle, so I'm excited as fuck. But I'm gonna go let her finish her carbs now.
Worlds apart, but I'm locked in. I can't do any more. Oh, don't, because I'm too emotional to even speak. But I'd probably say the amount of support that I personally get from Mads and Corey. They are there at the drop of a hat for me. They've picked me up from rock bottom. I can't talk about anything else because I will literally cry my heart out. But I tell them every day how grateful I am for their support, and I couldn't recommend it more.
So she has to go and win me a PCA Pro card tomorrow, otherwise she's kicked off the team, basically. So
and Mads never ever says to me, you can send it to the moon. But she said if I win my PCA Pro card, then tomorrow's meal I can send to the moon after. But if I don't win my PCA Pro card, then it's...
I also know she's going for a Nando's, and you can't do that much damage in a Nando's, so...
they will be celebrating as a pair and as individuals. They work extremely fucking hard. Like, that's really broke me, that has. So thank you for doing that. Brilliant. We're gonna need a fucking therapy session again. But they both work extremely hard as individuals and together, and they support each other, and like that's why they get the results they do. So very, very grateful to not only be part of the journey, but for them to represent our brand as well. They are like the pinnacle definition of what we expect from athletes. So yeah, very grateful.
Anyway,
right, fuck off now.
Go do tan.
Bye, Mum and Dad. Love you lots.
Any of those.
No, we got willpower.
Yeah, you
Well,
are.
actually, she does. I don't. But she keeps me in check.
I'll keep him in check.
Women do.
We're always right.
Yeah,
Always right, mate.
Every time.
Annoying, isn't it?
Love you both. See you later.
Bye.
Chill.
See you tomorrow.
Check in tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Glutes up full, love.
All the Bulgarians you programmed here.
So, success, and I realised I didn't chat loads in there because it was so noisy. But, Jelena, this was an unplanned show, and I am so happy with how she looked today. Completely unplanned, earlier than her planned show. We haven't peaked her, we have defatigued her and pretty much basically ran her in on protein and fats only. She's got great natural pop, she doesn't go flat, and this we found is her absolute best look. So she has got top 3 today against a really, really good set of girls. Some of the girls absolutely stacked, a lot more muscle than her. And a conversation I had with her is that this is the first competition she's ever done. She's been doing this a year. Some of these girls she's standing next to have assisted, they've been doing it a long time, multiple years, got a lot of muscle. For her to get top 3 today in her first ever outing in an unplanned show is very, very good. I'm super proud of her.
The biggest show of the year.
Yeah, biggest show of the year. And she's going to come back tomorrow for the Universe, more experience, hopefully get a top place in again, and just enjoy it. And that's what it's about for your first show, turning up with a great package and having a nice time. So I'm really proud of her. She was very nervous, and you wouldn't have known it. She was fantastic on stage. So top 3 for her, which I am very, very pleased about. And she's going to roll back up tomorrow. So tomorrow we've got 3 girls, and we've got the boy Marco. So pretty fucking gassed, to be honest. It's going to be a good showing.
Go again, baby.
We go
Let's
again.
fucking go, home. A successful day. Busy. Slightly stressful.
So busy and stressful.
But how we do. You guys know by now.
Corey's gone hypo between every meal today because his body is so sensitive to carbohydrates. Every hour and a half after it's eaten. So I'm going hypo.
I'm
So
sat here
tomorrow
now.
he needs more fats to slow him down a little bit.
We're going to put a little bit more fats in tomorrow. So hopefully every time I sit up from a leather chair, like I'm sat on now, I don't represent pissing myself. But there we go. The joys.
Back to Coventry tomorrow.
CBS Arena is going off. We're taking the fucking roof off the gaff.
4 in the gaff tomorrow. We're there all day.
It's been successful. We've nailed a training session. You've got an insight as to what we're doing ourselves. We have picked up some trophies. Marco and Jelena did a fantastic job, coming back even better tomorrow with the support of Laura, who is fucking set to absolutely slay, and little Izzy as well.
Little junior
who's
Izzy,
super.
who I would say right now looks the best that she's ever had. And we weren't sure if she was going to do this show in the end. And we said, this is what we're going to do. And she has nailed the last few weeks, bless her, and it's been really difficult. So I'm excited to put her on stage in the juniors. It's going to be a good day.
It's going to be a very good day. Second to last meal has been consumed. We have Dr. Peppered, Madsen
Dr.
Stephen.
Pepper Zero is the new GOAT diet drink. Me and Stephen started inhaling this in Ohio, and when we came home, it suddenly was in every fridge in the UK, and now we live on it.
Setting the trend. But thank you all for watching. We love you. We go again tomorrow. No surrender. Oh, peace.